Hello everybody, welcome back to Wizard of Mode Games. My name is Kenny, and this is part 2 of the Swarm Mistress Scenario 3 playthrough. If you recall the last video, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that one first. Duality and our hunter, our gunslinger, whom we forgot to change when he went to Corrupted Side, are facing off against the Swarm Mistress, and they are not in a good place. We tried our best to take out the elite before the gunslinger could take down the Swarm Mistress, and that just did not happen. I considered whether I wanted to step back and kind of give it one more round, but we only got 2 event cards left, and we still have to get through the final attack of the boss. So I said I would just leave it as is, and whatever happens, happens. We're going to take a buttload of damage. It is not going to be pretty because there's a lot of minions in range of us. This ball and chain is also here. We may just lose right off the bat. We will find out. And it's a shame because we were 2 points away from taking out the elite. And again, because of the way I played it out, the gunslinger was not in position really to take out the elite. He didn't have enough dice to do it by the time I realized I could have done that, right? So let's see if we can survive. If we can survive this attack, then we may have a chance. So first and foremost, they say reveal the final attack, but I'm just going to go through the regular setup, and then when we get to the final attack, we'll flip it over. But right off the bat, these cards are gone. So once there are 2 cards left, a combination of discard and play area for the boss, then it goes into the final attack. They level up to a 2, so we need a 3. And the elites also level up. So from a 2 to a 3. Okay, which means now what used to be 2 damage is now 3 damage to take out that elite. Good thing their strength does not increase with their levels. All right, so here we go, starting with ball and chain as our first event. At the beginning of the event step, yep. That is perfect. That is perfect. Because the sun symbol says move 2 toward the closest enemy, deal 3 damage to each hunter and enemy in 0. Guess what? We are not there. This minion gets taken out. And I guess I do need to reveal the boss card because it will take 3 damage. So since we were forced to reveal it, let's just take a look at what's going to happen. This card cannot be discarded from this turn slot. It'll resolve special, teleport to the swarm space closest to any hunter. So it's basically going to put the swarm under our gunslinger and then teleport to it. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 3 dice. And then activate all swarms. And for the claw, instead it'll deal 2 damage and 1 burn instead of 2 damage and 1 curse. But now it's taken 3 damage from this ball and chain that's just whipping around. That may have just saved us. That may have just saved us. Let's see what else is coming up. Overheating portals. Place 1 lament in Lament Rift 6, which is all the way down here. Place each portal on his side. They cannot be used until the next event until the next event card is drawn. Hunters may gain 3 hunger each to ignore this effect. I don't think we're going to be running through them, I guess. We don't have too many rounds left. And so we don't want to waste any rounds trying to get back into position or waste any dice, really. We're not fighting the pretender, so that wasn't too bad. Now we go to the assassins. This is where it gets bad. If there's a hunter in 0 to 3, move and attack the hunter. So let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it doesn't say line of sight. And then 0, 1, 2, 3. So there's two um, minions in range of the gunslinger, and 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 is not in range of 3 of that. So for these two, we're going to roll 2 dice. They are targeting the gunslinger. And of course, they got all claws, I think. Yeah. So that's not good. Oh no, he didn't get the sun. So it's not going to teleport the hunter to the closest swarm. So one of the stage cards added to the minions that they would teleport somebody they damaged with the sun symbol to the closest swarm. Instead, they're just going to deal 1 damage each. So he's going to take 2 damage. 12 down to 10. All right, and then the ones that are farthest away are going to move towards the Griefbound. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 should fit in this space with them. And they're going to gain 2 defense if they're in 0 and 1 of the Griefbound. So this guy's probably not going to get it. 1, 2, 3. No, he's all the way there in the grass. All right, now we go to the elite. There is a hunter in 0 to 2. There is. Move 2. Each hunter in line of sight discards 1 lament. Place discarded lament on this card. Attack all hunters in 0 with 2 dice. Okay. So he's just already there with duality. Duality is going to place 1 on the card. And then he's going to attack duality with 2 dice. 2 claws. Deal 1 unblockable damage plus 1 damage for each lament on this card. So that's 4 total damage. So 13, 1, 2, 3, 4. 13 down to 9. That wasn't as bad as it could have been. I guess if he teleports, he rolls 3 dice, so he has a chance of doing more damage. Oh, he would have healed if he would have gotten the eye symbol. All right, so that's that elite. This one ticks down 1 more. And now we are on to the Griefbound. Resolve Special. Place 1 swarm in 0 to 2 closest to any hunter. So there is a swarm lying about. And it's going to go right under him. Okay. Teleport to the swarm closest to any hunter. So they're going to share space now. That's not where we want her, on top of our range carry. Attack all hunters in 0 to 1 with 3 dice. Two claws and a sun symbol. All right, so let's start with the claws, which says deal 2 damage and 1 burn. So that's 4 damage, 2 burn. So 10 down to 6 and 2 burn. Okay, and then the 1 sun symbol will deal 1 damage plus 1 damage for each swarm in line of sight. So that is just 1, so that'll be 2 more damage. Down to 4. And then activate all swarms. And swarm says deal 2 burn to each hunter in 0 to 1. So if we let these burns do their thing, he is going to die. Oh, hunger. Oh, nobody has hunger, so we don't have to worry about that too much. All right. Oh, it says resolve special. So we still have to spawn 1 minion in each swarm space. So one will go there, one will go here, one will go back there, and one will be on top of them. Which would have been perfect for hunger, because then we would just push them out. And now it's going to resolve special again, but there are no more minions to spawn and no more swarms by moving the time track. We've got to win this right now, because if we get to that stage card, it's going to level them up again. So, Lament phase, starting with turn player who was Gunslinger. No hunger. We spent a lot of lament to get rid of that. He is 19 on the corruption track. Gain 3 hunger or take 3 unblockable damage. Well, I guess we're taking 3 hunger. But we can get rid of it very easily. Duality, however, may not be able to. She has 16 corruption. Gain 2 hunger. Deal 2 damage to all hunters and enemies in 0. Oh, I believe that takes out. No, he's 1 away. So we dealt 2 more damage here. So this becomes a 3. She's got 10 damage on him. Let's just do that. But now he's 11 health, remember? So, I mean, he already did his attack, so we'll just waste the die taking him out. All right. Let's see. So she's just going to spend her 2 lament to get rid of the 2 hunger. Duality will. And Gunslinger, similarly, will spend 3 to get rid of the 3 hunger he has. He could level up 1 more and maybe just get a purple die. So let's spend the lament to go up to the last level. See what 2 cards show up, because they might be good. Deal 1 damage in weapon range, body part head, deal 3 instead. The last one is a heart. Gain 1 tactic, deal 1 damage in the weapon range, deal 1 additional damage for each tactic token you have. Oh, we have precise shot. No, we don't. I think we're just going to go for the purple die because we want to maximize our chances of getting rid of this burn. All right, duality has no lament left. So here we go. So if we would draw an event card and we can't, then we lose. So we technically have this round and 1 more round to take the boss down. Now remember, for the final act, once we take out this heart, we're going to roll a die, and then it'll down level the grief bound. So we may have to defeat it twice. Well, it's already got 3 on it thanks to ball and chain, so let's see if we can do a whole lot more. I really need to switch places with the gunslinger. Duality is going to be first, so she'll get this, and we'll go ahead and roll her dice. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. I think. Not enough mobility for a lot of the abilities we have. Afflicted with any statuses. So it's Gunslinger here who needs to get rid of this burn. Oh, and he's going to be able to do it effortlessly. So let's go ahead and spend 2 here to get rid of 2 burn. And I think, what else can he use that for? Deal 1 damage and 1 to 2 in line of sight on a kill, gain 1 tactic. But there's enough daggers between the 2 of us that he can just keep using the refreshing that action after. It's only on a kill that you refresh a chosen weapon. I think if he does, there's 9. Oh man. Question is, do I just take the 2 burn? Or do I spend 2 dice now to get rid of it? Let's see, because that'll leave me with these 2 for the final shot, the deadly shot. I'll have this for at least the pistol. I'll get +2 damage on one of those. Plus another damage. And then get out of the way. The portals are down, so I would just have to run to that corner. Hopefully nobody can get me. That is kind of a shame that the portals are down now that I think about it. Okay. Yeah, let's not take the damage. Let's spend the 2 purples and hope we don't regret it. Get rid of the last of our burn. That's why we got the extra purple die for. All right. Let's go. I think duality's probably going to ignore the elite because Gunslinger can take it out. And now that I think about it, the space is almost full. So if duality runs into that space, she can push the Gunslinger out, who will then be in range to take out the elite. So let's start off with that. I got 2 black wings, 2 white wings. I'm going to use this green dagger. How many spaces do I got to go? 2. So we'll just run. When we use a green, we get a white wing. And we're basically going to go in here and push the Gunslinger out. So now that there's 4 of us in there, or we're still at the maximum 4. All right, and then I've got, oh, I don't have a magic symbol for this. Deal 1 damage to all enemies and 0. Increase the range of this action by 1 for each pair of wings you have. Oh wait, gotta give this blue back. I guess we're fine with that. What we can do is deal 1 damage and 0. You may discard a wing to increase the range or damage of this action by 1. This is deal 2 damage. Okay, so let's start with I could just do the double daggers first. Yeah, let's do that first. Because I can do a lot to the minions, surrounding minions. Actually, I can take out the elite too. So deal 2 damage and 0 to 1. You may increase the range of this action by 1 for each white you have. So that increases it by 3 to 4. You may increase the number of targets of this action by 1 for each black wing you have. So let's do this. Considering we don't get the bonus for 1 green dagger. Oh, we got the white wing, which is fine. We don't need that much range. So let's trade that out for that. Because then we can do the green and black because we're not using a single die. We don't get a bonus at all. So that gives us 3 targets now. And so I'm definitely going to hit the grief bound. So that'll take him up to 5. I'll hit the elite, take him out. I think I get this lament back. And I gain 3 and 3 lament. 3 for me and 3 for the gunslinger. So we're going to flip this elite over, roll the die, and see if he's going to come back later. It won't matter. So claw as usual. Place 2 markers on him. I think the game will be over if he comes back. It'll be over before he comes back. And then I think we're just going to hit this minion in front of us. I'll think about taking out the armor of the other guy. Actually, I will. I'll take out the armor back here because I got one that'll deal 1 to all enemies and 0, so it'll hit him anyways. Let's knock the shield off the other guy. All right, duality is done. So we need 4 damage on the heart. Oh, I forgot. So during refresh phase, he gets +2, or he gets to forge a bullet for free. So we'll do the +2 here. Oh, and then we can discard a tactic and then finish off the heart the first time. So let's take this dagger, put it on our pistol, deal 1 damage and 1 to 2 in line of sight. +2 for this bullet. That makes it 3. And then we'll spend a tactic. That makes it 4, which will take out the heart. Before I resolve that card, On a grief-bound killed, gain 1 tactic or card kill. And then on a kill, you may refresh 1 chosen weapon action. Let's go ahead and refresh our pistol. Okay, so here comes the roll. So the tricky thing is, so if it gets the eye symbol, the grief-bound is dead. That's like a 1 in 12 chance. If we get the sun symbol, reduce the level of the grief-bound by 3. And he's on level 3, so that makes me think he's done. So if we get a claw, though, reduce the level of the grief-bound by 2, and then we got to take him down again. It is the claw, so it reduces him down by 2. Somewhat unfortunate. He still has 6 health. At this point, he will be done because he can't be leveled down anymore. So we just got to take him out one more time, which I know Gunslinger can do 4 damage, and he can forge a bullet. He can forge a couple bullets, actually. He can't get the +2, but he'll forge a bullet here to get +1. And that's his last action for this turn. And then going back to duality, she can do a couple of attacks here. Oh, she doesn't have magic. Oh, so she's not going to be able to do this one. I mean, she only needs to do 2 damage, so let's not overthink it. Let's drop this in over here, gain a white wing. And we can always discard wings to do stuff. Deal 1 damage and 0. You may discard a black to increase the range or damage. We'll increase the damage. That'll make it 2. Because we did a black, we can do 2 again. That's 4 damage. Of 6. Duality can't finish it off, but we'll get close. We'll just go ahead and do this over here. Our dual swords deal 1 damage in 0 to 1. You may discard a white to move. We're not going to move, even though we'd heal 1. Again, it doesn't matter. And then on to the Gunslinger, who is just going to hit the heart with the deadly shot for 4 damage. We have defeated the Swarm Mistress at level 3, and we played it, well, at least the swarms are concerned, we played those correctly this time. Imagine getting all that burn and curse with dealing with everything else, because that was on the reverse side. If you missed the first video, or the previous video, the first 2 videos I did with Swarm Mistress, I thought the swarm icon was the back of the swarm card, and you flipped it over, because on the reverse side, it's got like gain 2 burn, gain 2 stun, etc. So I played it on super hard mode the first time. But after that, the previous one, we kind of learned it. We were playing it wrong, so we played it a little better this time. I do think she definitely makes more use of the swarms and the minions stage 3 onward. So far, stage 3. 1 and 2, swarms were around, but once they were out, they just kind of stood there and you could avoid them pretty easily. But here, with them spawning minions on the swarms every round, that definitely upped the challenge. I would definitely recommend playing her at scenario 3 to start, if you're a seasoned player in general, right? Wow, so we did it. Hopefully I didn't make mistakes. I probably did. I tend to get lost in whose turn it is, especially when I refresh dice. Because without refreshing, I can count the number of dice and know whose turn it is. But once I start refreshing dice, I forget whose turn it is. We got very, very lucky on that ball and chain. That could have turned out very differently, because it would have done 3 damage to us, and then that minion would have done another damage or teleported us to a swarm, which then we would have been closer to other minions, and it would have been chaos. So we got lucky on that roll. So there's quite a bit of luck involved in different ways here. So short video, only about 25 minutes, which probably means I could have, finished it on the previous video, but that one was already at 3 hours and I didn't know how long this one was going to take. So that is Duality and Gunslinger versus the Swarm Mistress. Let me know in the comments, like the video, if you want me to go to scenario 4. There are the scenario 4 and 5. Or if I'll end up trying 2 new heroes in a different Griefbound. I do know that I got Unmatched Ninja Turtles, so that is hopefully going to play it this weekend. And then I also see that Dragon Eclipse is coming out, so I may do a video on the previous campaign, continue that one a little bit. I backed that one with just about everything. Of course, that'll be, a year or so before it gets here. And I forgot to read the Swarm Mistress's epilogue for scenario 3. Victory! The innkeeper's head cracked open when she hit him with a stool. The first patron had his throat sliced with a rusty knife. The second one was thrown into the boiling pot, and the third one was chopped to death with a kitchen axe. Only then could she strangle the fourth one. All the time she marveled at the great strength bestowed upon her by the lament, combined with the druidic power. Great was her wrath, but it didn't blind her entirely. She heard what the patrons had taunted her with. She realized there was a way to obtain even greater power, and hurt the outside world at the same time. To reach the new levels of her power, she kidnapped a boy from a nearby village. She returned to the heart of the woods and sacrificed him at the foot of the ancient oak tree sacred to her circle. Lament flowed into her body willingly. Yeah, so there's scenario 4 and scenario 5. So I don't know if we just want to finish tracking down the Swarm Mistress or jump into the lives of 2 other hunters in their journey. So anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry it's a short video and I could have appended to the previous one, but I really wanted to get that one out and then do this one. With a remote game, this is Kenny. We'll catch you next time.